Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire, and I'm not alone. With me is something almost as rare as a gold hammered coin, and we call him Sneaky Pete. So there you go, for the first time in ages, Sneaky Pete's out on the fields of Perthshire. He works too hard, never gets any time off, and the rare days that he is off, I'm normally working, so it's just not worked out. But he's the first of the gang to get out on the medieval church site. So this is the site that's produced over a dozen hammered coins from the 13th and early 14th century, including a gold half sovereign from, I think it was 1914. So hopefully some good stuff to be had. It had been ploughed about 3 weeks ago. I've been on it once. I think I got 5 or 6 coins, including another hammered of Edward of England from around about 1279 to 1307. So I've got high hopes that there might be more to come. So let's see how we get on. Both Sneaky Pete and I are on the XP DEUS 2. We've both got the 13-inch coil. So let's see what happens. It's been all quiet for me in the first 15 minutes. Dug one bit of iron, but I knew it was iron, but I dug it anyway. Pete just shouted, well, I thought he shouted hammered coin, but he said, I have a coin.
I don't think you want to see the nail.
So it is a coin, and it is... who's that, Pete?
Yeah.
It's a really funny colour, isn't it? Well, it's a halfpenny, and it is... who knows? Alright, I'm going to do this off camera so I can get a closer look at it. Back to you in a sec. Well, it is a coin. I can see the letters IND, Ind, Imp, Emperor or Empress of India. And, well, we don't know. Could be Victoria, could be George V, could be Edward the 7th, or even Edward the 8th. But it's a halfpenny, can't get a date off it either, but it's probably sometime between about 1850 and the 1930s, 1940s. So it's a coin though, and 15 minutes in. Well done, Pete. I was just about to film digging out my first reasonable target. Oh, big numbers again. $71, $72, and Pete shouted, he's got another coin. What have you got from me, Pete? Looks Georgian to me.
Looking right, I would say.
I would agree. Video froze there, but it is either a penny or a halfpenny. It's George III. You can just see him there looking to the right hand side. So sometime between 1760 and 1820. Chances are it's probably got a date on it at the bottom just below the head. And it'll probably be about 1802, 1806. Something like that. The other side, well, there is a Britannia. You can just make it out there. So a halfpenny or a penny from around about 1800. So definitely going to be a pint or two of beer. So well done, Pete. Coin number 2. Brilliant. If we've missed these things, there should be plenty yet. Well, I say we. If I've missed these things, then there should be plenty yet. Okay, back to my target. 72, 74. Hammered on the first hole. Would be nice. Oh, it's a nail. Well, as you know, I always dig the first hole, and we've got a galvanised nail, or a stainless steel nail even. But, yeah, junk. But it's the first diggable target for me. Literally turned round from that nail to go in the opposite direction. Straight away, we're in with an 85, 86. Sounds, oh, stony. Oh, stony. Still a stone. There we go. Sounds okay. Doesn't sound amazing, but sounds okay. Sounds a lot better now. Maybe under that stone. Not sure if it's out or I've missed it slightly. Oh, got my sleeve stuck. Right, Let's see. Nope, it is in the hole. Oh no, there it's there. Look, on its edge. It's a coin, surely. It looks like it. It is. It's another halfpenny. Oh, it's a good one. Good detail on there. Let's get the pinpointer off, save that battery. A few of you commenting I'm an absolute nightmare, which indeed I am. But we've got a halfpenny. And it looks like Gorgeous George. How appropriate. The most common coin that we find in Perthshire, at least. Or at least on our fields in Perthshire. Oh, it's a really nice one. Looks like it's got a beautiful patina. It's weird, coins come out this field either like this, absolutely stunning. Look at the patina on that. That is a really beautiful coin. George V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. So we should get a date, and we do. 1924. So 12 years before his death, and a very nice little coin. Unfortunately, not much beer buying power in 1924, but we will take it anyway. Coin number 1 for me. 3 coins combined. Well, between the two of us, 3 coins. 2 for Pete, 1 for me. Pete's the oldest so far, at least a couple of 100 years old. And as I said earlier, 3 coins missed in the past, so hopefully more to come. Pete's on another one. 3rd coin in under an hour. And it is our favourite, Dirty Bertie, Edward. Edward the 6th? Edward the 6th, so sometime between 1901 and 1910. The son of Queen Victoria, the father of Gorgeous George, George V. But no date on that, I don't think, Pete.
Nope.
Can't even tell which way is up. But it's a coin. It's another halfpenny. 1901 to 1910. Brilliant. Another potential. 69.70. Not amazing, to be honest. But you're going to dig everything in this field. I think it's going to be junk. But just in case. A clod? We do. We've got a clod. Stick the carrot between my legs. I know that always gets a laugh. Not in there. But in there somewhere. There's something there, a bit of lead, maybe. It is. What is that? Looks just a wee bit different, doesn't it? Is it a thing, or is it not a thing? Well, it's a bit one of 2 things, I would say. It's either a little stud, a little lead stud, or maybe it's a sprue for pouring lead. So that's the kind of the flute, that's where you pour into your mould, and then it would run down into whatever shape you're trying to make. But the wee dots make it look slightly different. So let me know in the comments below. Is it a thing, or is it a thing? Oh, and when I did my video about my bucket of, 30 kilos, 65 pounds of scrap that I've had over the last 20 digs, a few weeks ago, probably by the time I post this video, a lot of people were asking, why so much lead? Why you find so much lead? And the reason is back in the day, back in the medieval and earlier periods, lead was what we would use plastic for now. So lead was used for huge numbers of things, from water pipes to roofs to even cutlery and dishes. So everything you can pretty much think of that you would use plastic for today, they used lead for back then. So that's why you find so much lead, especially on old sites. Another one, but not the best. 8081 at 79, but I don't know, it could just be a bit of iron, to be honest. Can't make my mind up. Well, we're out. Well, we're out and I actually can see something silver right there. It blimmin' is a coin. How was that such a bad target? Who is it? Oh, it's George. George VI. That was such a bad target. I can only assume it was on its edge. But we've got silver again. Silver, Pete! Sounded terrible. It's a sixpence. Well, there you go. Oh, it's George V. I thought it was George VI. So, it's our man again. And it's in lovely condition. Beautiful. 1921. So, I think it was about 6p or 8p a pint back then. So, that's a great way to mark the first hour or so detecting with a beautiful silver sixpence of George V. Coin number 2. Fantastic. Really good. Always dig those iffy signals. I was fooled by the deep iron. I've got another one of these sort of wedges, maybe for splitting wood. Made of iron, but fairly deep, about 10 inches down, but junk, really. But there we go. A very scratchy one. Cut half or a button. I think it might be a wee 4-holer. And it's vanished. Let's take another one out. Got it this time. When it disappears and reappears and disappears, that normally means it's pretty small. And usually pretty thin as well. Well, it's in my hand. Oh, it's a chain. Got a bit of chain. Well, bigger than I was expecting. Looks like it's copper, but it may well have been plated at some point in its life. Give it a wee brush. I'm going to struggle to get the links clean, but it's definitely a chain. Part of a bracelet, I would think. It may be a necklace, and I'm sure it would have looked much better than it does today, but not particularly old, I would guess, maybe 50, 100, maybe slightly older, but it's a thing. We've moved into a different part of the field, heading over to where there used to be a well on the old maps. It's a wee chirpy 71, 72, worth a look, and out. A wee bit of lead. Yet another bit. I don't think I've actually had a bit of aluminium yet. My worst find so far has been a stainless steel nail. But we do get lots and lots of lead. So, another bit for the collection. More lead. Well. There we go. We've got a screamer. 90, probably the best sounding target that I've had. Georgian copper. Or, having just said to Pete, I haven't had any aluminium, have you? He said no. Probably be a tin can. Well, it's out and it's a screaming 90. 90. Sounds pretty good. Ah, we've got a coin. Got a coin. Sorry, I'm underneath, or I'm right next to electric pylons. I'm getting a lot of interference. So there you are. I think it's a coin, and it is. Maybe a Georgian copper, but I'm going to let this dry out for a few minutes and see if we can get any detail. Coin number 3. There is just enough detail there that I can tell it is George III. You can just make out a head looking to the right hand side. So it's a copper halfpenny, and again George III 1760 to 1820. So yeah, there's definitely been a fair bit of Georgian activity around here, and there would be a Britannia on the back there, but it's not in great condition. But still, it's 3 coins including 1 silver, so I cannot complain. Just need to get something medieval now. I barely had a second to fill in my hole, having drawn level with Pete on 3-3, and he's just wandered over with a coin.
Possible.
Oh, which he's dropped. Makes a change from me doing it, Pete.
Yes.
Pete's in with a Georgian as well. And that, Pete, is George III. You can just make out a head there looking to the right hand side, and I think it's actually a full penny. Similar in date probably to your last one that you got around about the early 1800s, 1802, 1806, something like that. And on the other side you can see the old style of Britannia. So again, early 1800s, so a good couple of 100 years old. Not bad at all. 4-3 on the coins to Pete. Yes, sneaky devil. Nice sweet one. 74, 75. And we've got a bit of copper pipe. But again, no aluminium yet. Well, it's not copper pipe, it's a bullet. It's a bullet casing for probably a 303. Maybe First, Second World War era. Through the early to the middle 1940s, 1950s. It was a pretty poor target, but I dug it up anyway, given where I am. And then it sounded pretty good. And we have got, well, probably a pistol shot, but it could be a rifle, I suppose. Probably from the 16 or 1700s, so a bit of age to it. Potentially the oldest thing that we've had so far. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting older. We just need to get a little bit older still. But it's a nice thing. Oh, we got a nice one. Good chance of a coin. 81. Bit jumpy now. 76 to 81. Bit of copper maybe. Nope, it is a little bit of copper. It's not a coin, it's some sort of stud, I think. Yes, it is. But again, another target in a heavily detected field. There has to be more in here to be had from the medieval period. Oh, dropped it. But, yeah, there has to be more to be had. Is there maybe decoration on there? There could actually, it's almost like a head, isn't it? But I don't think it is. I think it's just the way the rivet's been knocked together, doming it in. So it's a little stud, probably off of leather, and probably less than a couple of 100 years old. But it's a thing. Still no aluminium. At last, a decent sounding signal. 89.90 could well be aluminium. What's Pete got? A bottle top. We're just going to jump in. I've got a coin. I just saw it there. We're just going to jump into the field next door, which is the one that had manure spread on it. Which, if you remember, I forgot my pinpointer and I had to, or I had my pinpointer but the battery went dead. It's a very crusty coin, so last find from this field. I don't think I'll get much off that, but I'll try. Well, look at that. Pete's bottle top, or cap, or whatever he thought it was that I just mentioned. His silver. It's another pocket watch. There's the hole where the winder would have gone in. And you can see in the middle there it's got, just give it a wee rub, you've got the hallmarks. There you go, I got one of these off a field miles away, a couple of weeks back. So we've got a lion for the sign for silver. We've got maybe a couple of numbers or letters, 22 maybe. We'll get a capital K, which is probably the year date. And we'll get AW, I think that is, which will be the maker. So it's a silver pocket watch, or the back of a silver pocket watch. So there you go, Pete's on the silver too. Look at that, if we missed that.
Funny, isn't it, when you think, like, you pick it up and you think, ah, it's just a cap, and then you just wipe a bit of stuff off and you think, hold on a minute, that's not quite right for a cap.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was actually that bit
That threw you.
threw me. I thought, hold on, why would a cap have that circle and whatever? Then I turned it over. I thought, okay, and then obviously saw the slot.
Well, there you go, both on the silver, and God, if I've missed a bit of silver that big, there's definitely going to be more hammered coins to be had.
Okay.
But, right, my coin, it's still not dried out yet, but I don't think I'm going to get anything off that. It's a very crusty, in fact, no, what, I can get something off it. That is a Bobby. Look at that, it's got a big thistle right in the middle, you can see the head of it.
Really?
So that is a copper Bobby from the 1600s, probably from Charles II, sometime around the 1670s. Fantastic. So a Bobby was a copper Scottish sixpence. Unfortunately, we didn't have silver coins. Well, we did, but not very many around that period. Look at it drying out. You can see the detail improving all the time. So it would say Nemo me impune lacessit on one side, and it would say something along the lines of Carola by the grace of God, or which is Charles by the grace of God, King of Scotland, England, France and Ireland. So there you go, sixpence from the 1670s or 1680s. He died in 1685, so it can't be any more modern than that. Brilliant, oldest thing today.
And I didn't even need to dig for that watch because it was on the surface.
And the watch was on the surface, so there you go. Brilliant, two great finds. I think we've got another stopper. Possibly vermiculite, I think. Is it? No, it's not vermiculite. What do they call it again? I can't remember now. The name's gone out of my head. But one of these plasticky rubber stoppers. And we've got a maker. Schweppes, maybe? Nope. What have we got? We have got, oh, that way. Can't for the life of me remember what these are called. It's not vermiculite, something like that. But replace stopper, Sunjoy. So probably some sort of soft drink or soda, as you would say in the US, and probably from sometime between probably sort of 1920 through to 1950, something like that, in the days before screw caps. Still, it's a thing. Ah, I think I remember. Vulcanite. Vermiculite's the stuff you pour down your chimney when you fit your wood burning stove. So vulcanite, I think, is what it is. Now time for field number 3. And up the edge by these old stone walls, you can see this area hasn't been ploughed yet. So I just decided to start here just to try and clean some of the mud off my boots. 74, and it's either a lead bullet or is a lead seal. Ooh. I think it's a seal, maybe some writing on there, maybe not. Let's see. It is. Yep, definitely got some writing on here. Right, it's not in great condition, but hopefully I can identify it. Muller's, I think that says. It says something pest. Budapest? Definitely Muller, M-U-L-L-E-R, and B-A, Muller and Bah. But that's all I can get off it. So, one of you very clever people might be able to identify it by either the symbol, which looks kind of like a 0, or maybe it's something else. And it's a bag seal, so it's probably for manure or seed or fertiliser. That's normally what they're for, but sometimes you get flour, sometimes you get sugar as well. So if you know, comment below. Date wise, it's probably from around about the middle of the 19th to the very early 20th century, probably about 1850 to 1910 or something like that, but a nice wee find. Another wee catch up with Pete. He's got himself a...
I thought Roman when I first dug it up. But
yeah, no, well, that's what I thought there as well. Thought, could be...
But then I wasn't sure.
Could be Roman. No, it's not Roman. There's definitely a letter A at the bottom there. But, well, it could be a really badly corroded Turner, which would be a 2p, Scottish 2p from the 1600s, but I mean it could also be a farthing, a quarter of a penny. But yeah, it's in pretty diabolical state unfortunately, so I don't think we're going to get anything off that, but it is definitely a coin. So I think you're on what, about 7 now? That's the extent of my finds. 4 coins, including 1 silver. I think I've misidentified this one. Now that it's been rattling around in the finds container, the finds pod, I think the head's actually looking to the right, the tassel's just there. In which case, I think that is George the Third, not George the Second. Or did I say it was George the Second? Maybe that was one of Pete's coins. I can't even remember now. I've already dropped something. Pete's there to help me out. So I've got my stopper, which is Sunjoy, and a bit of silver with my wee 6p. Beautiful coin, 1921. Lovely colour to it. So 50% silver. That's also a really lovely coin. Look at the condition. How do you end up with coins from the same field coming out completely different? But nice. So that's the extent of my best finds. Pete's got, well, we think he's lost a coin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we're sure he had 7, but he did drop quite a few on the ground.
Simon.
So yeah, I think he's lost one. Bits of lead, few buttons. Not sure about this wee coin here. But a few Georgian coins. George the Third there. But his star find, in fact the star find of the day, is a great big bit of silver. So the back off of a pocket watch. I got one of these about 3 weeks ago, so it just shows you. Nice big bit of silver, probably 92.5% silver, 925 as they call it, and 100% acid, and definitely British made silver, probably around about 1880 through to the early Edwardian period, maybe 1910, but a nice thing.
Victorian probably, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Well done, Pete. Good to have you back out for a change.
Nice to be out.
You need to quit that job.
I know.
Not a bad day as days go. We both got a bit of silver. Pete's bit of silver was considerably bigger than mine, but Pete got quite a few coins. 7, 8, 7, 8, and I've forgotten already. And I got 4, I think. It's completely gone out of my head. But yeah, not bad at all. No medieval, but the oldest coin was my Charles II Bobby 6p from way back in around about 1660 to 1685, so not bad at all. So hope you enjoyed. If you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button and give a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Alright, thank you all for watching as ever. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all on the next dig. Take care and thanks for watching. Say goodbye, Pete.